Spicy Noodles by Jackpotgirl, read by twoset.monogatari. It was the afternoon. The pair had just finished or postponed recording a new episode of violin charades. Resting. They sat on the office's couch, side by side, browsing random stuff on YouTube on Eddie's laptop on the coffee table. Brett was out of it, even earlier. He had been spacing out or sighing a lot. He was watching the video, but really not watching it either. Eddie, wanting Brett to snap out of it, paused the video. "What's wrong?" he asked, facing him. Brett replied late. "I don't want to talk about it." Not looking at him, just staring at the still screen. His hand hovered to press the play button. "You'll feel better if you let it all out." With all concern in his voice, Eddie advised him. Brett retracted his hand, then turned to Eddie. "I don't want to talk about it. I'll just listen." "Stop it, Eddie," Brett, half annoyed. "I won't say it." Eddie, with authority in his tone, said, "You can't stop me from doing the things I want to do, Brett." He continued, "I want to make you feel better." After that, there was an uncomfortable silence. Brett was waiting for Eddie to say something. Eddie was waiting for Brett to say something. With nothing heard or spoken, Brett faced away from Eddie. Eddie stood up, breaking the silence. "I'll be back." He left the room. Brett stayed in the quiet room. Eddie went straight to the kitchen. He had trouble looking for a suitable pot to use. Where are those strainer things? And the greatest atrocity, he grabbed some of the secret stashes of his sister. He made one of those spicy Korean noodles. They were instant noodles, so they were fine. No need for great cooking skills. Easy. He brought a bowl of noodles for Brett and for himself, other items that they'll need, and a pitcher of water too. Eddie put them all in a tray and went back to the office. "Here, eat up." Pushed the bowl of freshly made spicy noodles to Brett. He sat beside him. He hesitated a bit, but Brett lifted his fork and brought some to his mouth. A little later, "So hot," Brett said with tears forming in his eyes. He took another bite of the noodles. "So spicy." This time the tears fell down. He let go of his fork. It made a loud clang when it hit the ceramic bowl. Tears were non-stop, both unwanted and needed. Eddie looked at him as he cried, with the unknown reason why. Eddie poured a glass of water for Brett, moved it closer to his bowl, and put a hand on his shoulder. Squeezed him a little, rubbed his back a little. Brett even had a hard time breathing. He sniffs, his nose and eyes are both red. He brought both of his hands to his face, maybe trying to hide the fact that he was crying, but it's too late for that. Eddie can feel Brett shaking and sharp, hard breaths under his hand that was on his friend's back, still rubbing him. He's sad too that he won't tell him anything, but he had to not let it show. Brett's the most important here. They stayed like that until Brett's shaking stopped, until his breathing normalized, until his tears dried. Brett wiped his eyes and said, "That damn thing is spicy." He smiled at Eddie. Eddie returned the smile. Even Brett didn't say anything. Even Eddie didn't hear anything. Brett felt his heavy heart become lighter. Eddie felt that it was his job to make his friend smile, not falter.